Football is about inclusivity. It's a thing of beauty. A sport that truly anybody can get involved in and that anybody can succeed within. Wrong. It's about money, greed, money, and more importantly, offshore accounts off the coast of the British Virgin Islands. Even for an up-and-coming club like Wrexham. Today we're going to be giving League Two's newest side £1 billion to see how they do and see whether they can make it all the way through the ladder of football and win the Premier League. Deadpool might own the club, but today we're going to be seeing a new group of superheroes taking on Wales's finest. If you're going to enjoy, slap a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. But first, some history on the city, or the town of Wrexham, because they're way more than just new footballing giants. Did you know its very own lager is one of the oldest brews in the world, and Bootlegger has drank a combined total of 77% of it since it was created? Wrexham is host to not one, not two, not even three, but 4 festivals, including Wales Comic Con. Oh, Jesus Christ, okay, well, the furries are out. The city is home to one of Europe's biggest industrial estates. Jesus Christ, yo, this city shit. Let's instead focus on the football and this interesting individual of a manager. I slay, man. Yo, the two-tone facial hair-to-hair combination. This man went to Wales Comic Con, bro. As himself. He didn't even need to dress up as any character. The managerial box has, in fact, been created, and he's ready to take over Wrexham from the hands of Ryan Reynolds and Ryan McElhenney. Look at him. He walks into the room, ready to register some wins. Probably a different register that he should be focusing on. Now, the squad, as you can see, is here. It's a pretty decent League Two squad. Some of these guys are only a few ratings off Luton's starting 11. But one thing you'll notice straight away is that the current budget is only £3 million. That has to change. Now, as you can see, it's altogether different. Despite only having a current income of £3 million, we've got $1 billion in the coffers. Alright, listen, HMRC, don't ask any questions. So ladies and gentlemen, let's make our first move. And who else to start with but Kylian Mbappe? But listen, I know we've got £1 billion, but 300 mil straight off the bat? I'm gonna pay it, whatever. We're gonna try this. Oh my goodness, we can get Kylian. Now, is wasting almost a third of my entire budget on one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle looking man the wisest way to go about spending my money? Absolutely not. I'll keep it 100%. Probably gonna be a crucial player. Is Kylian here? Good, that's what we had in mind. I'd be a 1-year contract. Kylian, mate, I don't know about that one. You've got to have 2, I'm afraid, because ultimately I will forget to give you a contract and you will leave on a free. Mbappe's fine with that. No release clause. Say the bare minimum. He wants 100 grand a week. Is that it? Why does he only want 100 grand a week? I'm asking absolutely no questions whatsoever. Kylian Mbappe is taking a almost 50% wage cut to join Wrexham. This man believes in the project. Trust the process, ladies and gentlemen, because Kylian Mbappe is a Wrexham player. This man and Bootlegger are gonna live in the same city. What has life even become? Kylian Mbappe is about to see the facilities at this club, realizes that the documentary cameras are the most high-profile, high-technology equipment in the whole area, and head off back to France. There's gonna be riots on the street of Paris when they realize that this man has left them for a city that's 4th most interesting fact is about it having a big estate. 91 rated Kylian Mbappe is into the building. It's a bad negotiation. We don't need to talk about it, guys. Okay. Kylian is he's gonna do the job on his own. He can't do the job on his own. Apparently our budget's still 1 billion. That seems questionable to me, but we don't need to talk about it. We are going in for yet another footballer and yet another one of FC24's greats. One of football's all-time greats, if not the greatest of them all. It's Inter Miami's Lionel Messi. Look, I know, you knew I was gonna draw for that one, but for some immediate results, you can't do much better. 90 overall at the start of the game, 36 years of age. Look, he ain't making it to the Prem. Right, his market value, 34 million. I'm offering that pretty much straight off the bat. Don't feel like Inter Miami are gonna want any of Wrexham's deadwood footballers. 46 million. You know what? We're gonna negotiate, boss man. All right, 41.7. They want 44.2. chief negotiator. We're bringing, hopefully, Messi in. Let's talk to him. Let's get a wage slapped down on the table. Leo enters the one and only restaurant in all of Wrexham to talk business, to do negotiating. His current wage is 19 grand. I have a slight feeling that might be wrong. Lionel Messi's earned 19 grand in the time that it's taken for him to sit down in this restaurant, let alone his entire weekly wage. 1 year contract, he's probably not gonna want any more than that because he's due an OAP train rail card. Apparently we've still got 953 mil. I don't know why it's still that much money. I'll keep a track of how much we've spent overall. Don't worry about it, lads. We'll stay within a billion. But Lionel Messi is a Wrexham footballer. I'm afraid to say, Leo, they haven't even discovered growth hormones in Wales. Lionel's gonna be 4'7" by the end of this contract. But that doesn't matter a jot. Messi's in at Wrexham. Make a documentary about that, mate. Usually when you think about a butcher in Wrexham, it's pretty much the profession and nothing else. Did you know 87% of all men in Wrexham are butchers, or drinkers for that matter? Unfortunately, this one is not willing to join the project. We've been struggling to find players who truly will dedicate to the Wrexham project here. But one man who's considering it is Aurelien Tchouameni. This guy would turn down Liverpool in real life, but he'll join a random town in Wales. Is that really the lack of pool that we have? Wrexham probably could have afforded more than FSG could, even without the 1 billion. Oh, mate, this guy's bored. Again, crucial first team player, no issue there. Aurelien, go on. You want a 3-year? Oh, he doesn't want a 3-year contract. He wants a 2-year contract, though. Don't you, Aurelien? There we go. What a man. That's what we love to see. Oh, his wage. I've got to decide his wage. You know what? I'm just going to give him what he's on now and just hope for the best. I'll give you a 1.5 million signing bonus, sunshine. Take it or leave it. It's a reasonable offer. Tchouameni becomes our 3rd signing of this video. Now, we've put in a few other bids for a few slightly cheaper options just to make sure we can fit below the 1 billion cap. But we've got one chance to splash out a little bit more money here. And it's for this man. No, not that woman that looks like David Luiz. It is that man to the left, Bukayo Saka, the star boy himself. What bigger of a statement can we make than to take away the 2nd best club in the country's biggest talent and biggest, like, cultural mascot? Don't worry, Bukayo. Welsh people probably celebrated you missing the penalty at the Euros, to be honest. So they're gonna love him here. Now, let's get into this crucial first team player once again. A 2-year contract. You see, he already believes. Does it even want any of that 1-year nonsense? Bukayo Saka is a Wrexham footballer. And the other players we got in for are Hakan Çalhanoğlu, 85 rated, Matthias Ginter, an 84 rated centre-back from Freiburg, Jose Gallo, who will fill in at left-back from Valencia, and Rodrigo de Paul, who will act as Lionel Messi's new bodyguard now that he's away from Miami. Haha! Hey, yo! What the heck? Yo, has anyone even seen this before? I've had the job one day, boys. Wrexham have got me out of there. They've sacked me because I've signed a player that's too good. So I've signed Kylian Mbappe, which is obviously well above the set wage structure at the club. And because they're concerned that other players are going to get upset about that, they've given me the sack. This is crazy. This must be a world record for the quickest time that anyone's been sacked on FIFA. That is mental. I've lost my job, boys. Because I'm going to lose my job. Obviously, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the players that I was going to sign to Wrexham before we start the save. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is the squad that we would have been able to build with the £1 billion if I'd been given longer than 24 hours. As you can see, in goal is one man I didn't talk about. It was Marc-Andre ter Stegen, but he was the man I was going to sign. So I think we had about 70 or 80 million left, and that's what the value of his release clause was. So he's in between the sticks. At right back and centre back, we've actually still got players that play for Wrexham. We've got O'Connell here, who's at right back, and then Boyle at centre back. Joining him is Matthias Ginter, who I was about to bring in, and Jose Gallo of Valencia. In midfield, we've got Aurelien Tchouameni, Rodrigo de Paul, and Çalhanoğlu. It's not the greatest, it's not the youngest, but to be honest with you, with all the players that we signed up front, kind of had to scrimp a little bit in central midfield. And speaking of those forwards, we got Mbappe on the left, Bukayo Saka, the star boy, on the right, and then Lionel Messi down the centre. Let's get to the end of our first season and see how we do in League 2. We're at the end of season 1, and it's with great disappointment, depression, and concern that I must report that we had a youth player called Bang Lee, and I didn't promote him to the first team, which saddens me more than any result could. Can I see him in the youth academies? No, he's not there. What sad boy hours. So it's without too much shock to confirm to you that we have won League 2, and we've won it by a distance. I mean, my manager rating is horrendous, to be honest with you. So I was kind of concerned we weren't going to get promoted at all. But obviously the top 3 get promoted in the 4th tier, so we always had a good chance. We finished on 106 points, 58 goal difference, and a whopping, 18 points clear of MK Dons and then Salford in 3rd. And I know you lot wanted to know about the stats, so here they are. Kylian Mbappe played the most games on 54, with Gaia and Saka getting 53, then ter Stegen on 52. Lionel Messi only played 47, but to be honest with you, still a good amount. Paul Mullin played 50, the hero of last season for them. And in terms of goals, Mbappe scored a massive 35. On top of that, Saka scored 25, and De Paul, of all people, scored 20. Messi with only 13 goal contributions in League 2. Yeah, he might be washed, you know. And then, yeah, in terms of assists, De Paul had a crazy season, 16 assists, and Calhanoglu with 14. Ladies and gentlemen, we are into season number 2, and we're going to see how we do at the end of this one. Obviously now into League 1, so much tougher opponents this time around, but can we still win the league? Well, it's looking good so far. We've beaten Carlisle, Northampton, and Wimbledon in a row. I will be honest with you, I would be concerned if we weren't beating those teams. We didn't get a single player nominated for Player of the Month, you know. Just to remind you, we have Kylian Mbappe in this team. He should be winning Player of the Season by February. Season 2 is done, and once again, Wrexham are out on top. 96 points, though, not quite breaking into the 3-digit barrier, but still enough to win the league by a decent margin over Derby County in 2nd. So we are officially up into the championship now, having scored 99 goals. That's so annoying. 1 goal away from 100, and lost 6 times, though, still, with this many good players in the team. If you're wondering about how we've done in some of the other competitions, like, so far, we haven't really done that well at all. I think the furthest we've got genuinely is round 3 in the FA Cup last season. Did we even make it past round 3 this time? No, we lost to Liverpool. We lost to Liverpool last season as well. One day we'll get a slightly easier draw. And in the Carabao Cup, did we make it far here? We went less distance in the Carabao Cup than Crew Alexandra did. We stink. We honestly honk. That is depressing. Why do we keep getting good teams, man? How's the team looking now? How has it developed? Well, ter Stegen is 90 rated in goal. Brick wall there. We've got Gaia at 84 now, so he's gone up, and Ginter at 84. Chouameni's now an 87. This midfield has genuinely got a lot better here. Guessing because they've had a lot of easy opponents in comparison to what they usually would. Mbappe's at a 94. And on the other side, Bukayo Saka's about to break into the 90s. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi is just 79 overall. If I see a time where Lionel Messi's genuinely 79 rated, I might actually top myself. All right, season 2 is done. We're still going strong. Let's go on to season number 3. Why is this a thing? When you try and delegate a new contract to someone, they organize it so that there is no contract extension. Who am I giving a contract to, but the date of the contract stays the same? You know the score. You guys know the story already. Season 3 is done, and with that, another trophy. Yet again, we are champions of a league in England, because this time we have won the championship. And we're back above 100 points. 105. Wrexham, the little city in Wales, with £1 billion on oil money, are into the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. We still, I don't think, made it that far in the FA Cup. Honestly, we made the quarterfinals. I will take that. That's the furthest we've got in any competition so far. And if you are wondering about stats, the most games played by Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and 63 rated right back Anthony Ford. Don't ask questions. Mbappe as well with a lot of games and a lot of goals. 39 for him, Saka with 30, and Calhanoglu with 22. If you're wondering who the best player in the squad is, no surprise, it's Mbappe at 95, with Bukayo Saka now a 92 rated player. In amongst the big boys now, we are a Premier League side with clearly Premier League funds from the get-go, and then the worst pre-season tournament invite we've had yet. Make it make sense, lads. We've kind of run out of players as we've gone along here, so we've kind of had some players randomly added to the team. One of them is called Jonathan. I've never seen the word or name John ever spelt like that. Get a grip, brother. Your name's John. It doesn't need to be continental. But regardless of Jonathan on our bench, it is time to sim through what will be the final season here to see whether we can take 4 crowns in 4 seasons. We've won League 2, we've won League 1, we have won the Championship. Can we now go and win the Premier League with a 63 rated right back? Probably not. All right, come on then, lads. It's time for the great reveal. Final season of this video. We've given Wrexham £1 billion. Have they cracked the top tier of English football at the first attempt? Understanding screen, I'm afraid to say not quite, but we finished above Manchester City in our first season in the Prem. Realistically, if those holes at right back and centre back are filled, I think we genuinely mount a title charge. But alas, we have just come up short. I say just come up. We've come up short by about 17 points. What we have got is Europa League football, and I don't think we can complain at that, finishing just behind the top 4 of Spurs, Liverpool, United in second, and Arsenal as your Premier League title winners, even without Bukayo Saka in the squad. Man City there in 6th, Chelsea down in 8th. Meanwhile, Wolves, Forest, and Brighton go down. Why every single time I make a video on this game do Brighton go down? Now, we started off a little bit further on in the Cups this time, now that we're in the Prem. How far did we get? Well, we didn't even make the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We went out in round 5 to Leicester. We actually stink in the Cups, and we still haven't won any silverware in the Cups either, because in the Carabao Cup, Barnsley made it further than us, Middlesbrough made it further than us, Millwall and Doncaster made it further than us. Yeah, just wrap up the video. Quickly though, before we do that, here's how the squad is looking, and things have changed dramatically. Ter Stegen, still 90 rated, holding down the 4 in goal. We've got Ginter and Gaia, still an average of 84, but Ginter's gone down. Chouameni's now 90 overall, and look at his attributes. Green everywhere. Rodrigo de Paul's at a massive 88, Calhanoglu at 87, Mbappe is 97 overall, with Bukayo Saka at 93. Meanwhile, in a complete contrast, Lionel Messi is down to 67. Man's got 1 aggression, 1 interceptions, 1 on defensive awareness, and basically all defending. That is insane. What has happened to this poor man? His speed is in the bin, by the way. 36, you know. It didn't stop us from getting into the Europa League, but it did stop him from playing some games. Ter Stegen, Ford, Ginter, Gaia, De Paul, Saka, and Mbappe all playing the maximum. Meanwhile, Messi only playing 25 times at the age of 40. How was he not retired yet? Saka was your top goal scorer on 22 with 11 assists as well. Then Kylian Mbappe on 20 and De Paul on 15. Big old William Boyle, 31 overall centre back with 4 to his name as well. Go on, son. But that is where we're going to wrap up today's video, giving £1 billion to Wrexham Football Club. And in the end, they managed to get all the way through to the Premier League and get themselves European football too. Let me know what team you want me to give £1 billion to next in the comment section below. I love making these videos. But if you did enjoy this one, feel free to slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter, Insta, and TikTok. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.